Before the story begins, take 1 second and subscribe to this channel, because what you are about to hear is not just about a coin, it is about power, history, hidden wealth, and a moment in time that most people walk past without ever realizing what it could become. Imagine holding a coin in your hand. It feels ordinary. Cold metal. Slight weight. The kind of thing you might drop into a drawer, a pocket, or forget at the bottom of a jar. But what if that coin carried a story deeper than gold, heavier than silver, and more valuable than anyone could imagine? Tonight, we are stepping into that story. A story that speaks especially to men who understand time, patience, legacy, and the meaning of holding something real in a world that keeps changing too fast. This is the story of a South African 5 Rand coin from 2006. Not as a simple piece of currency, but as a silent witness to history, struggle, pride, and unexpected fortune. South Africa is not just a country on a map. It is a land shaped by resilience. Generations of men worked its soil, mined its depths, defended its borders, and built its cities with their hands. Every era left behind symbols, and coins are among the most powerful of them. Coins do not shout. They do not advertise themselves. They wait. They survive wars, political change, economic collapse, and technological revolutions. While paper burns and screens go dark, coins remain. In 2006, the world was changing rapidly. Digital money was growing, and many believed physical currency would slowly lose its importance. But South Africa still minted coins with intention. The 5 Rand was not designed to impress at first glance. It was meant to circulate, to be used daily by ordinary people. Taxi fares, small purchases, change at a shop counter. Nothing glamorous. And that is exactly why its story is so powerful, because the greatest value often hides inside the most ordinary objects. Men between 35 and 65 understand something younger generations are still learning. Value is not always loud. Strength is not always flashy. The most important things are often built quietly over time. This coin represents that truth perfectly. The year 2006 sits in a unique position in South Africa's modern timeline. It was a period of rebuilding identity, balancing tradition with modernization, and redefining national pride. Coins from this era carry subtle details that connect the past to the future. The design, the metal composition, the minting quality, and the number released into circulation all play a role in what this coin would eventually become. At the time, no one stood in line thinking, this will be worth a fortune. No one locked it in a safe. Most people spent it without a second thought. Some coins were scratched, damaged, or lost forever. Others survived quietly, passed from hand to hand, drawer to drawer, year after year, and that is where scarcity begins. Collectors know that true value is not created overnight. It is born from survival. From how few remain in a specific condition. From subtle variations that the untrained eye never notices. From stories that only reveal themselves decades later. This 5 Rand coin carries symbols that speak to authority, unity, and endurance. Its presence in 2006 reflected a nation standing firm, looking forward while respecting its roots. For men who respect history, this matters. Because when you hold such a coin, you are not just holding metal. You are holding a moment frozen in time. There is also something deeply psychological about coins. Unlike digital numbers on a screen, a coin is real. You can weigh it. You can feel its edges. You can hear its sound when it hits a table. For generations of men, wealth was something you could touch. Something you could hide, protect, and pass down. This coin speaks directly to that instinct. As years passed, something interesting happened. The world moved faster. Cash became less common. Coins began disappearing from daily life. And quietly, without headlines or noise, interest in specific historical coins grew. Not because they were shiny, but because they were rare in the right way. Some versions of the 2006 5 Rand were produced in limited quantities. Some had minting characteristics that were never repeated. Some survived in near-perfect condition against all odds. And as time moved forward, those differences started to matter more and more. Men who collect understand patience. They understand waiting. They understand that value is not about hype, but about timing. The 2006 5 Rand did not explode in value suddenly. It climbed slowly, year by year, as fewer clean examples remained, and as collectors began to recognize its deeper significance, this coin became a symbol of overlooked potential. Think about how many times in life we ignore small things because they seem unimportant. A tool, a skill, an opportunity, a relationship. Then one day, we realize its true worth. That realization is powerful. It is humbling. And it is exactly what happened with this coin. Behind the scenes, serious collectors started paying attention. Private transactions. Quiet discussions. Coins being graded, protected, stored away. Not for quick profit, but for long-term legacy. Because some men do not collect to sell tomorrow. They collect to pass something meaningful to the next generation. There is also a deeper emotional layer here. For South Africans, this coin represents sovereignty and national identity. For international collectors, it represents a strong nation with a complex past and a determined future. That combination adds weight. And weight adds value. Every scratch tells a story. Every preserved edge tells another. Coins that survived untouched became rare survivors of an everyday battlefield called circulation. And rarity is the language of value. As years turn into decades, the question changed from, what is this coin worth today, to, how many of these will still exist tomorrow? That is when serious money begins to move. This is not a get-rich-quick story. This is a story about patience, vision, and understanding what others overlook. Men who built businesses, raised families, worked long hours, and saved wisely understand this mindset. This coin speaks the language. The 2006 5 Rand became more than currency. It became a conversation piece, a historical artifact, a symbol of foresight. And slowly, quietly, its reputation grew. Some coins were lost forever. Melted, damaged, forgotten. And every loss increased the importance of the ones that remained. Especially those kept in exceptional condition. Especially those with unique characteristics known only to experienced eyes. If you are still listening right now, it means you understand something important. You understand that true power is quiet. True value is patient. And the most extraordinary outcomes often come from the most ordinary beginnings, and we are not done yet, because the final chapter of this story is not about history alone. It is about numbers that shock even seasoned collectors. It is about a valuation that no one would have believed back in 2006. And it is about a final figure that turns a simple coin into a legend. Before I reveal that final number, before we reach the moment where everything comes together, I need to know something. Do you want me to continue and take you all the way to the dramatic ending where the true value of this coin is revealed?